Rerun said you couldn't hear when we went through and done this stuff. So I want to thank all y'all for coming out today. Dr. Nelson is going to be here about 9:30, 9:45. He had to do rounds at the hospital and was coming in. So once he gets here, he's going to go over all the new stuff as far as the new protocols. Last month, we got all of the licenses renewed for EMD, us, Rescue Squad, and the whole system in general. So that's once every 4 years, just like your certifications that we have to go through and get everything updated, paperwork and everything. Protocols came in, so everything's been approved by the state. So that's the reason we're going to go through and get all the in-service done off of it, and we can get the new medications on the trucks. So he's going to go through and talk about those. You've got the new protocols. We're going to get them put on the website so you can go have them there and go through and review. The ones who have protocol books, and you've already got them. If you hadn't got them, then you ordered them and paid for them, come see me, and we'll get them to you, and we'll get these new ones out to you as far as the protocols so you can go through and exchange it out. When we went through the protocols, it looked like a whole lot of them as far as what changed, but Dr. Nelson only changed the cardiac arrest because I think Andy said the price of the vasopressin has gone up to like $120 a vial. So that's the reason we're going back to this push dose pressure and all that, and Nelson's trying to help us with that part. The other day, Shine and Justin Baker come up and came to us about a new employee orientation. We had the first one. It went, to my opinion, it went very well. We're getting information out to the new guys that's coming in and ladies that's coming in as far as how to do the stuff, because we sat back and listened to what everybody was going through and saying as far as they don't know how to fuel a truck, they don't know how the command structure works or anything like that. So that's some of the stuff that we went through and implemented in, and Shine and Justin's done a wonderful job, and Brian, myself, Andy, Brent came in and went over the ESO, so they're getting familiar with the stuff. It takes some work to help get everybody along to our system. We've got two more that's going to be here Friday for orientation. Kathy Cobb and Doug Aldridge is coming on board with us. So we're going to go through the orientation part with them, so everybody's getting the same thing coming through. That being said, when I said the training site, I sent an email out yesterday explaining to everybody how to log on to it, the P numbers and the password and everything. Please go through and get familiarized with it. We had the supervisor meeting. Brian's probably going to allude to this, but it's going to be where we're going to have all the information at. Right now, the iGel in-service videos on there. It's not hard to go through and do. We're going to practice it after a while. That way you get your hands on it, make sure that you're comfortable with it. Diltz has come up and said he's used it a couple times. It works better than the King. You get a good seal, you get good chest rise and all out of it, because we've had a lot of problems with the Kings as far as the bulbs popping and everything, not getting and losing the airway part on that part of it. Some people have, some people hadn't. And it's like I've said, it's the way you go through and get the thing lubed up in order for the insertion part. But log on to Davie training. There's stuff as far as shifts. Each shift has a site on there, so you get your information passed along that way. But I put on an airway update last night, and I also put on the traumatic arrest stuff. It's got a quiz to it, so review the protocol, take the quizzes, and you'll go through and get credit as far as training off of those. Kelly and myself was talking just a little bit ago, and we're going to go through and figure out how do we want to put in resources or we want to put in training, but just kind of keep an eye out on it, look through the resources, look through the 2016 training, and you'll get a lot of information off of those. The Con Ed this year has been set up for a transitional period. The state's changing from North Carolina EMT paramedic to paramedic. With that being said, there's skills that's got to be implemented in. There's different things. When I come up and set the schedule up this year, I set it up to hit that transition. I know a lot of people don't like doing the online stuff. That's fine. So if you don't like doing online, that's the reason we set it up to come to class and get the information. It's also on the website. If you've seen that list I put out yesterday, the transitional class is on there. So if you like doing online stuff and not like sitting in the Con Ed, you can go through and do it that way also. So we're trying to catch everybody on there. So just pay attention to those. starting next week, we're going to start running some CPR classes for the county. It's going to be mandatory for all county employees to go through it. So guess what? Y'all are exempt because y'all have already got it. There's 397 county employees that's got to go through it. So if you're CPR certified, and as far as an instructor, please get with me. I'm going to need all the help that we can go through and get. We're going to run 4 classes a day on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, trying to get 20 people in each class. And we're going to do this for 2 weeks. That way we'll get everybody knocked out for the county, because the county is going to go through and purchase AEDs for all public access buildings. So I think that's going to be it's supposed to be in all federal buildings, but the county's going to go through and pick this up for us. I sent out an email yesterday as far as the critical care paramedic refresher. It's typically about a $150, $300 class. This one's being offered for $5. So the book for it is $165 through Jones & Bartlett. I'm going to contact Gene today and see if we can't get a better deal if people's interested in taking this class. So the ones who went through critical care and with Surrey, this is an option to get some hours out of that part of it. So any questions on the website or training coming up? Kind of like that. Andy?
Like Joseph said, we had an officers meeting the other day, sent out some notes on that. Kevin Ward actually put those notes out for us. I hope everybody got them. Anybody here not getting my emails? Jessica. Kevin Ward, is he here? You don't get it? Okay. All right. Anybody else?
I didn't get it yesterday, the one you sent out.
Late yesterday?
I usually get them, so I don't know why I didn't get yesterday.
Okay. I'll check and see what you guys are set up in my email, try to take care of that. I'm going to go over some notes that Kevin sent out on the officers meeting the other day because it applies to all of us. We had a long officers meeting the other day. They got a lot of things they want to talk about out in the open. We solved a few problems there. Here's what we've come up with, some of the things I need you guys to remember. It was brought up that some of the crews are coming in to take over their truck, and when they're checking the truck off, the shoulder straps for the stretchers are looped around, tied behind the stretchers. I need you guys using the shoulder straps on these stretchers. These stretchers are only rated for crash if the shoulder straps are on them and on properly. So it's something that we haven't really been used to doing, but we're going to have to do that, please. After the fit responder training that we had, a lot of you guys are using those Titan lifts now, which you should be. We need to put those under the head of the stretcher so you got them with you. You're not running back and forth to the trucks to try to find those. Brian Williams is doing a lot of the supply room work now. Brian has asked that when you take supplies out of the supply room, he's got the clipboard hanging by the door. He wants you to sign up and let him know what you're taking out of there. We're going to try to come up with a better way to inventory, but right now that's what we got. I've been asked questions about cleaning trucks. Some of this goes back to common sense, but some folks want to go by exactly what's written in our SOGs, and I can understand that also. So here's a good rule of thumb. If you're having to go outside of a morning and wash a truck and it's freezing under your feet, you shouldn't be washing that truck that morning outside. Like if you're at Station 3, it's hard to wash that truck inside. My suggestion is, at some point during that shift, during that day that you're there, at the point that it's the best part of the day, if it's as warm as it's going to be, pull that truck outside and wash it in the afternoon, wash it at lunchtime, do something, okay? But don't put yourself in a position of going out of a morning, washing that truck, falling on ice, getting hurt, and being out of work. It's just not worth all that. Continue to take care of the inside of your trucks really well, but use some common sense on cleaning the outsides of them, please. I don't want to see anybody get hurt doing this. Some of you guys are rearranging your trucks to suit you when you come into work, and that's fine, as long as you and your partner know where everything is. But when you leave the next morning, we need that truck set up back to the standard way that everybody's used to seeing. What's set up for you may not be what's set up for the next guy, and we need to be able to find all our equipment. Andy's working hard to get the supervisors scheduled off several days during the week if we've got part-time people available. One of the days that we're really shooting for is on Fridays. And on Fridays, those supervisors are going to come around. They're going to talk to you. They're going to spot check your trucks, make sure your trucks are getting clean the way they need to be. Andy says keeping the truck clean is a pet peeve of his. I have to say it's a pet peeve of mine. In my eyes, it's one of the things that sets us apart because we take care of our equipment and we do a good job with it. And we've had a big influx of folks from different counties, different places come in, and maybe we haven't done a real good job of letting them know what cleaning needs to look like for us. So the supervisors are going to be coming around and making sure that gets done. Question was asked about when do I get out of bed of a morning? Okay, so we're going to have to set a rule here, okay? I need you out of bed an hour before you're supposed to leave here. I need you to have time to finish up your duties, clean your trucks, do your reports. Having to come beat on your door 15 minutes before you're supposed to go home is not going to work for me. This is fair warning right now. It's not going to work for me, okay? Please get out of the bed. Everybody's got alarm clocks on their phones. I doubt there's very many people that doesn't have a phone that doesn't have an alarm clock on it. If you don't, wind one up and bring it to work with you. Joseph talked about the training website. I'm just going to hit that real quick. Joseph, did you tell them what their sign-in was?
I sent an email yesterday.
Okay, all right. I need you guys to look at this website and get familiar with it. It's going to be more than just a training website, even though that's what we're calling it, Davie Training. Our goal is to have this as a site that if there's some information that you need from me, from Andy, from Joseph, from your supervisor, anybody, that you're going to be able to find it on that site. Constantly, we're getting just different folks saying, well, I didn't know about this, I didn't know about that.
Just got an email while everybody's here. Excuse me. We got 2 props cards. We need a number on the one they use. They're going to deactivate.
All these guys have 2?
Yeah, that's what this email right here says. Heather King, Haley, Laura, Kevin, Brian Williams.
All right, we'll try to figure that one out. Okay. Back to the training site. We got folks that are not getting the word at different times. As we as the officers set a 90-day goal of having this thing up and working the way we want to work. To that goal, we've got a couple guys that were assigned to help Kelly with programming this site. Trying to remember what did we have? Oh, if you got a training concern that you think should be on the website, Joseph's going to be the person that you talk to. If you've got an operational concern or you need documents improved or something added to the site, Justin Baker's going to be the person that you talk to. They're going to gather all this information. They're going to meet with Kelly, and we're going to use that to upgrade the site and fix it the way we want it. Yes, sir, Kelly.
Just an update from that. Don't hesitate to contact me if you have issues or something like that. It's just those are the contact people for any change. Before I can make a change to anything in an official change, it's got to come from them. But any suggestions, ideas, all that stuff, I just put up a forum where if you have ideas, suggestions, those kind of things, just drop them in there, and that way we can see them, and then they will, we'll talk about it with them, and then they'll make the final decisions. I just can't, we don't, the whole purpose of that is to keep me from going in and making a change, and then somebody call and go, oh, I don't like that, I didn't want that. Those are the people who will make the official quote-unquote blessing before I make a final change on it.
Okay, and follow up on that shirt that Kelly's got on, e-learning, that's Kelly's business. This site that we've got, that's something that Kelly puts out for his business. He makes a living doing this. Kelly's donated all that to this service, and we appreciate him for that, and he's working with us to help this thing work. We're going to be getting rid of Toolkit when we can get this up and working right, because I never really liked the way Toolkit worked. And they're not as easy to change things with as what it is to just go to Kelly and get him to help us out with it. So that's why we're going to this site. Eventually, when I send out emails, one of the problems I'm having, it's not really a problem, it's a suggestion from the county, emails. They don't really like the fact that I send emails out to people's personal devices. They want you guys opening up county emails on your county site. I'm still sending it to both sites. When this is up and running, and I start sending out emails, and most of my emails are for information. They're not for anybody to go and do any work. They're informational. They'll go to this site. There'll be a avenue on this site for you to, if you want to forward it to your personal device, you'll be able to do that. That'll be on you. I'll be sending it to an official county site, and that kills 2 birds with 1 stone. We assigned a few duties to some of the officers the other day. And during the next week, I've got to get them a list of things that I really expect out of them. But ahead of that, in the future, when you have a uniform issue, needs, things like that, Kevin Ward's going to be the person that you need to talk to. Again, Brian Williams is doing our supply inventories and taking care of the stock rooms for us. Nathan Walker and Andy are both still taking care of the vehicle records and the maintenance. At one point it was just Nathan doing that, and Nathan still does a good job. It's just the fact that sometimes we need somebody here every day that can answer some questions, and Andy's here every day, so the two of those guys are working together on that. Got a little bit different assignment here. Talked to Brandon Hazelwood. I've got to set out a list of duties for Brandon, but my goal is to have Brandon to be the supervisor over all the part-time crews. Each one of you guys that has a shift has a supervisor that you know to go to and talk to and maybe settle some problems that you got. The part-time folks really don't have anybody assigned to them that they know I can go to that, so we're working on a way to take care of that. We're going to have Brandon Hazelwood doing that. A couple of things I added to the email yesterday that went along with Kevin's notes. I had a crew call the other night and say, hey, I got assigned 3 calls in a row. They were at Station 12. Three calls in a row during the night. Why do I keep coming up and being the next one out? The first 2 calls were canceled en route. Okay, so here's the deal with CAD. Unless you arrive on the scene and check on the scene, CAD does not recognize that you went on a call. It's going to throw you up next out every time. We talked to Rodney about it. Rodney's had folks come in and that looked over the system. There's not a fix for that. So in the past, what they've been doing the flip card deal. All you guys know about it, flipping it back and forth. And sometimes that worked and sometimes that didn't. Okay, if it's a sometimes fix, we're just as good at doing that as they are. So what I'm asking you to do is if you're at a station that's got 2 trucks, you guys help each other keep up with who's next up or who's not, and work with each other and respect each other. And if you got this other crew being sent out on your call, speak up. I know it's hard at night, you know, and I sleep hard. If it was me, I might miss that. I might miss that call. I might not hear it. But the fix for that is for you guys to communicate with each other. I can't do that for you. Supervisors can't do it for you. So I just need you talking back and forth. Every now and then you might get 2 calls. We apologize, but that's the best system we got right now. Yes, ma'am.
We did notice yesterday that if the second truck runs a call with you, the initial truck that ran that call will be messed up, because it counts them as running a call.
Yeah, if it generates a ticket, yeah, it's going to count them as a call. It sure is. My suggestion on some of those problems was like the crew I was talking to the other night. They actually got near the driveway of one of the scenes, and they got canceled before they got there, so they never checked on the scene. My suggestion is to check on the scene. Okay, if you're 2 or 3 minutes away from it, drive up there and check on the scene. That's the only fix I can think of. Brent, you know any better way to do that?
No, but make sure they do check on the thing. I mean, physically.
Yeah, you have to yeah, don't check on the scene from here. Okay, if you're going to check on the scene, physically arrive at the scene, please.
I was there.
Brad.
Well, that's exactly what I was gonna say. If, you know, you're within sight of the scene or whatever, just drive by the driveway and click your own scene button before you clear the cab.
Yeah.
That'll just solve it all.
That'll work because we did hit the on scene one time and it still threw the next truck up next. So I'm not sure there's a difference in that.
Okay. The new Tri-Tech upgrades they're talking about, which are several years away, are they addressing that problem in that, or do you know? Okay. So whenever we get to the point where we're doing an upgrade, that's supposed to be addressed in the upgrade, but we're several years away from that. So good luck to us all. Okay, don't forget when you're going on a company transfer or standby, whatever you want to call it, you got to check busy but available when you get on that scene, or CAD will not recognize that you're available in that area to run a call. Most guys, sometimes the dispatchers are doing that for us, sometimes they're not. Most of you guys are called on to that. We need you to do that, please. Parking in front of the office, Station 1. That's for the administrative staff parking. Do any questions on that? All right. All right, we've bought a bunch of high-dollar expensive gear for you guys to wear. We've had several calls in the last week where you should have been wearing that gear on these scenes. Andy says that nobody's put the gear on yet. I need you putting on the gear. Okay, we bought it so that everybody can be protected and taken care of. I need you wearing that gear. I hate to think what would happen if you were working that scene, you got hurt, and some smart aleck come up with what did to have their gear on and give you a hard time about whether or not they're going to take care of your injury. And that's how that plays in the real world, folks. Part-time folks have still got the coveralls. Any part-time folks here that don't have any gear. All right, I've got tons of gear I need you to try on. We'll find something that fits you. Is there all the full-time guys that got two-piece gear, have you turned your coveralls in? If you hadn't, please do. I believe everybody mostly has turned those in. All right, I just got a note from Andy. This came from IT. Our prox cards. They're saying that these folks have got two of them, and they're going to cancel one of them. They need to know which one to cancel. I don't know how it would have happened. Heather, have you got two cards? Haley? See, Laura's not.
The ones that were hired right when they had that issue.
That's right, and we switched cards, didn't we? Did you turn that other card in
To Joseph.
to Joseph?
I gave mine to the lady.
You gave yours to Kim?
Yeah.
Is Kevin Ward here? Kevin's not here? Brian Williams here? Okay. Okay, that's all I got. You guys got anything for me? That's a no. All right. Fantastic. We got a few minutes before Dr. Nelson gets here. If you guys want to take a break, wander around, do whatever.
Brent brought it to my attention earlier. I got a conference call at 9:30. Look on the training website, the stuff at Baptist to be able to track the patients and everything like that is up and going, today? So when you go over there, they got a scanner there, plug it into the USB port. It's gonna take a little bit to get the drivers loaded and everything, but you can go through and scan the patient's bracelet and put it in the chart number correctly.
Where's the scanner at, Joseph?
Patient number.
Patient numbers.
Where's the scanner? Where do they find the
They're
scanner?
at the charge.
It's at the registration desk.
And that's just there for everybody to use? Okay.
So it's gonna take a little bit the first time, first couple times.
The chart number and the patient number and all
It
that.
scans it straight in for you.
Yeah,
That way
but
you-
you have to put the cursor in the right
It's on those
spot.
stickers, ain't it?
It's the
It's
barcode
on
on
the
the
face
sticker.
sheet also.
Let somebody know, Jill.
Brent, come up here and
Real quick,
something you want to put out on that?
I put it
It's all
on,
it's all in the instructions. When they print off the sticker sheet with the wristband on it, you scan the barcode. Let me start from the beginning. First step is to click the patient number.
I gotta do the conference call.
in the inside.
Start over. Start over.
Oh my goodness. Click that patient number field in the SO. So you're highlighted on that field. Then you will scan the barcode on the wristband or on that sticker sheet, and then make sure the numbers transfer into that field. You can manually put them in there, but they recommend using the barcode because so you won't put the number in wrong.
You told me it was transferred to our tablet right there at the desk.
Just read over the instructions and it's going to tell you exactly how to do it.
What instructions?
In the email.
Andy sent that ESO email out.
Just Baptist.
This is a healthcare data exchange. This is going to help us to exchange information between the hospitals and us in a confidential way and help us to track patients. And we can get you patient outcomes and they can find out what they need to know from us.
Yeah, eventually, I mean, when you log in the ESO, it'll say you have new outcomes. And it's going to tell you what the diagnosis was of the patient you took, the disposition, and so.
That's coming.
Import our ticket to them, so like.
It's gonna import-
Paper tickets, and then they can read it.
Yeah, it's going to import your ticket to them before we get the outcomes back, of course. But yeah, when you finish your PCR, it'll tie that PCR to their patient record.
And that's coming for Forsyth also. We're getting ready to sign an agreement with them too.
And is the registration desk in it?
Yeah, the barcode scanner has been at the registration desk for about a week or two now. It's just sitting up there.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. The first time it's plugged into each tablet, it will, it's gonna have to upload drivers to it. But after that, it'll have the drivers in it. You just stick it in and it'll connect.
Now, the tablets aren't open where we can do
contradicts
that, right?
itself.
Some of the stuff's always blocked up.
One part says
You don't have
patient number, and the other part says chart number, so they need to
There-
verify.
It should be open now, so these guys been getting ready for this. You know, just like anything else, it's new stuff for us. We'll get used to it. I'm as illiterate on the computer as anybody else ever has been, and I can do it, so.
And
I'll
it
count
was
on
supposed to
everybody else
start at
doing it.
8 a.m. today, and they haven't said anything different. They've already postponed it one time, so there may be a chance that today they come back and say, hey, it's not working yet, so.
Does DMC need to give them those rules?
They haven't answered us on that. So I don't
If
know.
DMC starts doing it, we'll let you guys know. When we get lined up with Forsyth, it'll probably take a couple of months, we'll let you know.
Because it says both in there. It says patient number on one, and then it highlights the chart
Yeah,
number
I
on
know.
the other, so.
I need to check into that.
Okay.
All right, we good? All right, y'all take a break.
What?
Brian,